at the Disney movies with the hearts.
I'm Kelly.
I'm David.
And this week, it's the picture-perfect example of why you shouldn't remake a good movie.
That Darn Cat from 1997.
The FBI's investigation was going smoothly until that darn cat got on their case.
You make me look stupid.
Now, he's turning the crime of the century into the adventure of 9 lifetimes. Disney's That Darn Cat.
If something has cats in it, and I feel a certain way, that's bad. Usually if something has cats in it, it's an immediate bump up for me.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a bump up for you. I don't even feel even the cat was charming in this movie.
I just hope that my parents didn't take me to go see this in theaters. I don't remember where I saw it, so I really hope they didn't pay money to see this.
You alleged that they did. You might have been part of the $18 million that they made off this movie.
Oh my god. I don't even... I knew this wasn't going to be good.
But did it have to be an abortion? Did they have to... I don't want to get into it just because I don't want to spoil the rest of the episode, but... but why could... Did they have to f*** up everything?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the elements that they kept was butcher.
But that wasn't even really...
No. FBI. Team. Cat. Allergies. They grabbed words from a dream board for this movie and then tried to make the movie out of it, and it ended up like it did.
Well, and the thing is, when they're remaking these movies, they shouldn't be a shot-for-shot remake.
No, certainly not.
Because that's almost just as bad.
But you might want to catch the spirit of the original movie.
Literally, like you say, like what'd you say, a dream board?
Yeah.
They literally probably went around and like, how about this? And they took all of that and tried to squeeze it into one movie.
Why was their parents in this movie?
Why was there dueling mechanics that had nothing to do with the movie?
I don't know, because that's what happens in a small town, I guess.
It's really frustrating because let me read the synopsis and get that part over with.
We apologize in advance because this is the first remake of a movie we saw the original of that has come through. And I feel like this is going to come through in this episode. And I feel like this is going to be a rather short episode. And I apologize in advance.
I don't know about a short episode, but...
Really? Do you want to go through this movie in painstaking detail?
No. Not in painstaking detail. But it's just, this is...
painful.
It's pretty bad. Like, it's just, I just don't know how this movie got made. How did they, I feel like after you made this movie and they showed it to people, they would have stop what you're doing now, burn that, and never speak of it again.
So I understand how it got made. I don't understand how it got released.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They made it, and then if somebody watched it, they would have been like, you can't show that to anybody.
Yeah.
It's a high school video tech project.
Yeah. And I have a feeling the only reason it came out was for one reason alone.
What's that?
They had Christina Ricci.
But it's not even, like, good Christina Ricci.
Looking back, I don't believe that there ever was such a thing. I think it was just kind of a myth of a fake 90s hot girl. Because if you look back now, you're like, what was anybody thinking?
She's oddly tiny with a giant head.
That's what I mean. That's all it was. What was anybody thinking? She's not hot. She's just tiny with a giant head.
But she has, like, a freakishly large head.
Yeah, no, I got it.
It's weird.
But that's what looks good on TV.
Correct, sir.
I guess. Okay. That Darn Cat from 1997. Police cop, family, animals and nature, comedy.
I take umbrage with that right away.
When her faithful tomcat, DC, aka Darn Cat, brings home an important clue to a mysterious kidnapping, 16-year-old Patty Randall finds her ho-hum hometown suddenly transformed into a hotbed of criminal excitement when she teams up with rookie FBI agent to try to solve the baffling crime. These would-be detectives follow DC into some unexpected surprises.
So how can you call this a comedy? Because it's not funny.
No, there was one part that made me laugh, and it was just because of cats.
Right, I got you on that. So, did they ever even bother in this stupid movie to mention that DC stands for Darn Cat?
No, because it was only darn cat was only said one time in the movie.
Right. So my other large looming question at the beginning is, had you not seen the original, would you understand 1 second of what the is going on in this movie?
I think you would understand the basic plot, but
would you? It doesn't make any sense if you haven't seen the original movie. Without seeing the original movie, you're kind of what's happening?
Well, okay, that's fair. It's kind of, like I said earlier, just a bunch of ideas thrown together that don't really...
That's what I mean. It's just a bunch of disjointed thievery-ish from the first movie without any point. A bunch of nonsense thrown at the wall. I don't know what happened.
Well, and the choices they made to change didn't make sense. Why would you change that? Or you could have done something else. Like, why...
Why parents? Why no canoe? Why no sister?
Okay, my biggest problem, actually, why did they have to make Kelso so stupid? He was not stupid, the detective.
Oh, I called him Zeke the whole time.
Zeke Kelso. Why did they have to make him stupid?
He was unbelievably stupid.
I've been collecting hair and lint samples from the Flint's bedroom. Kelso, you know that the kidnapping happened downstairs in the kitchen, right? Yes, I know this. And the Flints were in the bedroom at the time of the crime. Now, you with me here? Right? 100%. Okay. Don't you think that the really good clues would come from, say, the place where the crime was committed? Unless, of course, the crime did not happen in the alleged kitchen. The kitchen is there. It's not alleged. It exists. We have proof.
He's Inspector Gadget stupid, and he's not stupid.
So immediately when this movie opened, this has strong Inspector Gadget vibes, and it totally does, but in a bad way. Inspector Gadget's great. This is garbage. I hate to be so negative right at the beginning. I hate to play my hand out, but there's no other way to talk about this movie.
I mean, I don't think there's anybody out there who's like, how dare you? That Darn Cat from 1997 is my favorite Disney movie. If it is...
You.
No, if it is, I want you to email us because I want to know why, and I want to talk to you and study you.
I don't want to talk to you unless you've watched this movie and it's your favorite movie, and then you've also watched the original movie, because the original movie is wonderful, fantastic.
Yes.
It has everything you need in a movie. And this has nothing. This is a craven, decrepit, rotting piece of corpse of a movie.
Rotting piece of meat.
Yeah, rotting piece of meat. Oh, from the wonderful Lou.
Which was...
one of the only stars of the movie.
Okay, right? I was gonna say, that little side story was the only part of the movie I liked.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. That was the only part that I liked. But, okay.
So we'll get into the actors then, because that lady... the Megan Cavanaugh, who was supposed to be the ugly lady from A League of Their Own, who was too ugly to even come out in person.
But she's been in so much stuff.
And she's secretly kind of hot.
And she's in Men in Tights.
Yeah. She's great. I love that lady, to be honest.
Yeah, no, she was awesome.
Yeah.
But before we go to the rest of the actors, the director, Bob Spears, I just want to say, he's fallen hard from Spice World. This movie is worse than Spice World, and Spice World won the Golden Raspberry for Worst Movie of the Year.
Right, and this guy deserves it. He was on a lot of good TV shows. He did some Faulty Towers. He did Ab Fab.
Yeah.
I mean, which is amazing. Obviously, he had nothing really to do with the success of those two wonderful things, because he made two awful movies. I don't think that this was on anybody's radar enough to even get a Raspberry Award.
No, but also, I should have looked it up. I didn't write down the writers, but the writing was so bad. The dialogue was awful in this movie.
You know, I didn't bother either, and that's kind of our bad, but yeah. I'm not sure.
Comically bad. It got to the point at the end of the movie when they were throwing in so many bad lines, hitting you with them over and over again, that they were funny because I was, how much more ridiculous can they get?
And Christina Ricci's character is so incredibly unlikable. And she's supposed to be the 90s, hot, I don't care, I'm dark and goth. But it just it comes across as just lame. When normally, I'm in it to win it and get it. But no.
Well, it's because maybe she's not, I don't know. She was just a very poorly written character.
That's putting it mildly.
And
she's supposed to be Patty? Are you kidding me?
Well, and
Are you kidding me?
We're gonna keep comparing it to the old one. Sorry, not sorry.
So right.
She has none of the spunk and charm and witty comebacks, the comedic timing of Hayley Mills. She has none of that. She delivers every single line that she says in the exact same way.
Like this. And you are supposed to react like it is funny or emotional or witty.
Yeah, and I just feel really bad. So Doug played Zeke Kelso.
Well, he's Senka.
Yeah, from Cool Runnings.
I mean, and he's good in Cool Runnings. Otherwise, his career's kind of been nothing.
Well, he kind of just seems he's like a Chris Tucker wannabe or like an Eddie Murphy wannabe.
A cheap Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's
not that talented. He can just be zany, which was perfect for Cool Runnings. And other than that, it's kind of...
In Cool Runnings, was he the guy with the dreadlocks? Like the shoulder length ones? He's like, tells the one guy, your face looks like a butt.
I believe so,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that was Senka, yes. Let me make sure. Yep.
Oh, it was Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
They look alike.
Dougie Doug does look a hell like Richard Sherman.
And then, so I feel really stupid because it took me till halfway through the movie to realize that the rich dude was Dean Jones that was from the original Darn Cat.
Oh, I didn't realize it until the end, or until I looked it up. I didn't even...
No. So in the middle of the movie, I think it was the second police scene where they were with the police, I was, oh, it's the original Kelso.
I was so turned off by the parts with the rich people with Kelsos that I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that was fine. And so we had...
There was a lot of character actors in this movie. Like
There were. Michael McKean was totally wasted in this movie. I don't know why he was in this movie.
Well, and he was one of the better characters, I guess.
Well,
but
but that's just by the fact of him being him and playing in a movie.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys I don't really know what I know him from, but I know him from a lot of stuff. And then when I couldn't name one thing but I've seen him. Everybody, he's the guy. He's in a lot of stuff.
Have you not seen Best in Show?
No. No, I've never seen Best
in Show. Or Spinal Tap?
No. He just always plays the police guy or the douchey guy.
No, he does so much more than that, but he does do a lot of that too. Oh, Kelly.
What? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just, yeah, he's great. He is fantastic. The mom.
She was
Bess Armstrong, who I swear I'd recognize from somewhere, but no, I really
You probably
didn't.
have, because she's literally been in every single TV show like that were ever made.
And that's all I can think of is that she's been in so many TV shows. Oh yeah, that's that lady. Okay.
And she was in a lot of Lifetime movies. That's where I recognize her from.
Yeah,
she's in every single 90s thing ever she was in. And
right.
She was fine, but...
Well, and then the two old people, one lady was from Wings, and the dude was from Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, everybody's going to recognize both of them.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't impressed with really anybody in this movie, really.
No.
Except for Megan Cavanaugh, yeah. I did enjoy her character.
Yeah, Lou was pretty good.
Did you have any fun facts?
If I did... That would mean that there was something fun about this.
Okay,
movie.
I did have one trivia fact.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy did turn down the role to play Zeke Kelso.
Yeah, why the fuck would Eddie Murphy be in this movie? Are you kidding?
But they offered it to him and he turned it down.
That must have been somebody who was involved in casting or directing this movie being like, oh, you know what would be really cool to say is that we offered it to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
I would have better success offering Eddie Murphy a Coke. A can of Coke.
Yeah, I'm sure he read the script and he was, no.
I'm sure he didn't bother to read the script.
Well, I guess if you're a big celebrity like that, don't you have people...
This is like Nutty Professor era Eddie Murphy. There's no way he's going to be in this remake of That Darn Cat. Just saying.
Maybe you want to do something for his kids. I don't know.
That's what the Nutty Professor is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was rated R.
No.
Is it?
You not seen that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's stupid.
I'm sure
it's
that
really
it is.
stupid. It's made for kids. It's stupid.
So it's like Tim Allen is stupid?
Oh, yeah.
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 Is that the one where he's really fat? He's wearing a fat suit?
Well, he plays 18 different characters, and in 5 of them, yes, he's wearing a fat suit.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, so I guess we should probably...
God, do we... Honestly...
Yes, we have to.
I know. But for the audience, I don't want to get into this movie. I'm just going to be honest. I don't, but we will. And I hope we can be quick about it.
Yeah, I'll try.
No, I know, but it's
Oh
rough.
god.
Oh, Mike fails.
And Mike was acting out. Don't talk about the movie.
We're going to have to put some cameras in here so we can have some fails before we can put this on YouTube.
No one wants to see that. Okay, so the movie opens with some super awesome ska cover of That Darn Cat.
No. This is the lamest, weakest excuse for ska of a song I've ever heard in my life. My skin immediately started crawling.
But that's the correct, definite the thing they were going for, right?
Oh,
yeah.
They were definitely going for the worst, most milquetoast, effortless, lame ska song that they could come up with.
People calling out his name like he's supposed to care. They call him That Darn Cat. That Darn Cat. Call him to your blue, just don't expect him to respond. That Darn Cat. Even though it's you, he's still a cat. That Darn Cat.
And they did it. And then, oh, Boston. Oh, wait, no. Skrrr. Edgefield.
No, first they went to Boston.
Yeah, I understand they went to Boston. They kidnapped some old lady out of a kitchen with these funny masks. Not worth talking about. Skrrr. Edgefield.
Okay. I was going to talk about the lady's crazy grandma butt, but whatever.
Which lady's crazy?
The rich lady where she's they zoomed in on her butt while she's jumping on the treadmill.
Oh, I did not actually notice that at all.
No, it was really awkward. So you have the two...
I noticed her weird belly. That was more...
You have the two rich people, and they're just showing how rich they are or whatever. And basically, she starts jumping on her treadmill, and it was that thing... Trampoline. Yeah, that would be really odd to jump on. And she has her tights with, in workout clothes where they wear the underwear things over the tights. And she was jumping on her little trampoline and focused on her butt with, the TV in the background.
Oh.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so the maid gets captured because the bad guys confuse her for the rich lady, apparently.
Right. Because they're completely inept.
And
then we go, to Edgefield, and it's poetry time for Miss Ricci.
Yeah.
And she's telling some poem about Americana and how lame this town is.
Yep, and she leaves school, and this is where I first noticed that she was a tiny person with a huge head.
Yep. And she has black tights and black everything.
Oh my god, so much black. And she has her mom comes and picks her up, and I'm Mrs. Parent
Randall.
PTA Association Perfect Mom.
She's embarrassing mom with a dope station wagon.
And a really awesome sweater. With cats on it.
Yeah.
I know it's not cool to let your mommy pick you up, but the town council meeting let out early, and Christmas. Honey, why do you always wear black? Because it matches my soul.
And this is after she had picked up DC, who came to pick her up from school.
Yeah, he's just roaming around free, which that's not a thing, but...
This is one of the main immediate problems I have. I don't believe that Patty Mills was in high school.
No, she wasn't.
For the original movie.
They didn't focus on it, but I don't think she was in high school. I think
no way. She was the age to get it on. But it made sense because she was trying to get it in with the FBI guy. That was one of the best parts of the movie, was this very young girl hitting on a professional, uptight FBI agent.
Yes, and... So, yeah, no, I completely agree. And also, just biggest mistake of this movie is they casted basically a giant gray fluffy cat as opposed to a cool Siamese cat.
I don't know about Siamese. I don't need a Siamese. I actually would prefer a fluffy cat, but maybe more like Neville.
Yeah.
Or maybe more of a orangey kind of cat, like those orange stripy cats that...
Yeah, I just didn't like this cat that much.
Oh, this cat was horrible and ugly and kind of boring.
It just didn't have much of a personality. It just kind of had a bad face.
What a bad cat. At some points, the cat looked fake, but it was not. That's how bad the cat was.
His name was Elvis. Bad Elvis. It's a bad Elvis.
I didn't look up that his name was Elvis.
His name is Elvis.
But it's DC, and they're in the car, and Mom is, oh, I just wish you were more normal, and blah, 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 blah. DC bolts out of the car to get fresh fish, which is a weird homage to the original movie.
And they go over a curb because her mom can't drive, apparently.
And they pop the tire.
So they have to stop, and that shows us this really has no bearing on anything else. It's just like a running gag in the movie. I think they were trying to substitute. So basically, they took the original gag of the nosy neighbors, and they substituted 3 side stories.
Right.
The mechanic battle, the butchers, and the Mrs. McCracken thing. The old lady was Mrs. McCracken.
No. Okay, I'll kind of give you that. But yeah, they have the mechanic battle between Ratzenberger, and I forgot to write down his name, but this guy who's been a bit character in almost every single TV show. And they have their little war of prices and whatnot.
Yeah, and then we get the stupid police officers, the small town, and they whip out their guns for everything. And nowadays, looking back on that, that's not very funny. It's just kind of stupid.
Oh, well, you skipped over the rich people investigation where we meet Zeke and the fat FBI guy.
Oh, sorry, yeah, because this is where at first, they show Zeke Kelso coming down. Oh, I took a bunch of hair samples from the bedroom, and the FBI guy the main guy is saying, well, wouldn't you, pointing out how much of an idiot he is. And original Zeke Kelso was so classy and smart and put together and everything.
And this was just a huge miss.
Yeah, it's...
What we didn't need a wackadoodle Kelso.
This is probably the worst... I said the cat part first, but this is the biggest misstep of this movie, was the characterization.
Yeah, it was the worst decision they ever made. Really, it really was.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. So
yeah, then we meet the cops in the Jeep with their bazooka tied to the top with bungee cord. A bazooka for these small town cops who are not even cops, they're security. We kind of find out later on, and they're just 2 dumb dudes, Melvin and Marvin.
Yeah, and
we meet Mrs. McCracken, the crazy old bat, up in her apartment where they get her some meat.
Yeah, and I mean, this is where I first realized that this movie was going to have a ton of bad lines, because that when they were talking about the cat's fleas, the one guy, they're like, oh, I wish we could do something about those fleas. The other guy says, we're just men, Melvin, not God. What? What does that even mean? But okay. And so this is actually when we get the butcher scene where they interact with her, and I was like, I don't know why I like the lady butcher, but I kind of do.
Oh no, as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh yeah, I love this lady.
And
I love this lady.
And she's just, I don't know, I felt she was just a very believable character.
Well, she's always supposed to be the ugly person or whatever when she's not ugly at all. And supposed to be like the lame character in every movie, but she's not. She's the best.
Well, and in A League of Their Own, wasn't she the one that went and got married when everybody... she played the same...
She was getting it in.
Yeah, I don't know, but...
And everyone's like, oh, she's ugly because she's like kind of not, but
she's got kind of a weird face, but...
No, not. You know what though?
But I know why you think she's kind of hot.
If you offered me up Christina Ricci or her, I would take her every day of the week.
You know what it is?
Huh.
She has similar facial features to Drew Barrymore. No, she really does. That's why you think that she's cute.
Whatever.
But so after the meat interaction, so we go back to her house and we meet the dad, and whatever.
And we're gonna have the 3rd annual cat show.
Oh, yeah, because her mom is obsessed with cats, apparently.
Dad turns on the TV, and there's the $1 million ransom for the maid.
Mm-hmm.
And then the clocks ring, ding, ding, ding. It's 8 o'clock. DC has to leave.
Yeah, and then when he's out on his prowl, again with the butcher lady, she's dancing in front of the open window in like a sexy outfit. And that I was thinking, what is happening?
Well, and before that, I mean, we get a tribute to the original movie of the boxer.
Oh, the dog, yeah.
The wackadoodle about town. There's a little bit of that. Yeah, and then we come up on an amazing scene of Lou in the butcher shop dancing in her outfit.
Why? It's so weird.
It adds something.
It does. And
it's one of the only kind of things that adds anything to this movie.
It's just so weird.
It is weird, and I'm cool with it. Obviously.
Yeah, and
and DC finds the maid tied to a boiler and the watch thing where the watch gets thrown on there.
And it spells hell.
Hell. And we have Michael McKean being like, oh, there's a new Daniel Steele book coming out in the morning. What a waste of this guy. This guy is talented and can make any movie funny. And they just waste him as blasé dad.
Yeah, he's almost, he's not great. And then we get another scene with the rich people interacting with the police, and this is where I realized that the guy was the guy from the original That Darn Cat.
Fair enough.
Dean Jones or whatever. So, Patty sees the watch in a picture in the newspaper and realizes it says help.
Right.
And she has this whole thing with her mom about, her mom's saying, I'm not going to swear. Hell is not a swear word.
Oh, it is a swear word, Kelly. For worst of the worst, yeah.
Is it, though?
For the worst of the worst people, yes.
But it's in the Bible.
Yeah, but it's a swear word. Because it's bad.
I disagree.
At this point, I wrote Christina Ricci is really bad. Because she was really bad.
Well, and I'll only say in her only defense, part of it is the material. The writing was really bad.
Hard disagree.
She's bad, but...
She was really bad in this.
Yeah, and so she tries to go to the police. The police don't believe her, and I don't know why I wrote, that's a good kitty here, but...
Well, then she goes to the FBI, and they give her to Zeke.
She has to hop on a bus to go to Boston. No big deal, she's gonna go on the bus.
50 miles away. Give me a break. And then she's all of a sudden back at the candy store in town.
Oh, but this
and they were talking about her being a goth.
Yeah, but before she goes to the FBI office, she does a big no-no and writes the P out on the watch. So it says,
Yeah.
But yeah, she gets paired with...
that was after the...
No, that was right before she walked into the FBI office. No, because she...
Adds P to watch, FBI gonna talk to her.
Right, you just said she got paired with Zeke. So, before she goes into the office, she would have had to write that on there.
Yeah, she did before, but it was... Never mind. Okay. So she adds the P... Oh, everybody's laughing, blah, 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 blah. We'll give her to Zeke.
Yeah.
Great.
And then she goes back and basically meets her parents in the soda shop and talks to them and buys them the tickets for Cats.
Right. And, in the scene before, we just see how dumb Zeke is, which is fine. There's no charm to this movie. And he gets a team... She gets to ride back to town with Zeke, and then the parents in the sweet shop. And when we are back... Oh, okay, so we're back in the sweet shop, and she's wearing that green jacket.
Christina Ricci's green jacket? I don't really remember it, but what about it?
But if you would have seen it, I would have tried to nail any chick that was wearing that jacket in that year.
Was it leather?
No. It was like a carpet base. It looked like a green shag carpet almost.
Maybe they were trying to give a nod to What's-Her-Face from the original.
No. This was very 90s. This was... I would have been just...
Even if it was Christina Ricci.
Yeah. Well, back then I thought Christina Ricci was hot, and I don't know what was wrong with me.
Because everybody did?
I feel like perhaps we were all under some kind of voodoo, some kind of X-Files thing that just everybody was like, oh, Christina Ricci's hot. No, she was not. Oh. So she sends her parents to the play in Prime Rib, and they're all excited. And
I just love that it's a knockoff dinner theater version of Cats.
Okay, so here again is one of our worst points of this movie. They moved this movie from swinging, kick 60s LA to lame suburbs of Boston. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Like surfing and cool people and all that.
Well, they could have just moved it to Boston. Why did
Bullet Griffin? I mean, are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I know. God, and I never thought I would miss Canoe so much. I hated Canoe, but I also love him secretly. I don't know.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great character to have.
And then, so they get the scene where they're trying to recreate from the first one of the FBI team following the cat.
Well, first we have them recreating the allergy and pictures scene.
Oh, right, but way
where
worse.
We get the stupid cherry stem thing. The twig covered in blood. You can't forget that.
Which doesn't play into anything later,
yeah,
but whatever.
Well, it kind of does. They do one scene where he's dumb because he didn't...
Oh, yeah.
And then he grabs a whole bunch of them out of the trash and looks up at an apartment, which makes no sense, but
yeah. And this is the most unsophisticated FBI team ever. They're following this cat, and if they were following a person, they're just running after it, not being discreet at all.
Yeah, it's a total garbage version of the original.
To the point where the one guy goes up the stairs and then falls backwards and his gun starts shooting 6 times.
Multiple times, and the lady doesn't notice.
And I'm just,
even the security guys don't notice that there are multiple gunshots while they're driving by.
I don't know, it's bad. And every time they cut back to the Mrs. McCracken lady, she's like prank calling somebody.
She's prank calling the whole world.
Which is another of the only good kind of humorous bits about this.
Mildly humorous.
I said kind of, mildly.
Yeah.
And then we get our first scene of Lou, the butcher, dressed up all sexy and running across the street to deliver meat.
In a pink package that the stupid cop, Marvin or Melvin?
No, Melvin is the one she's in love with.
Okay, so the stupid cop Marvin, who's the guy in charge, is like, oh, that's a bomb, oh, that's something bad, blah, 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 blah. Even though it's clearly the best meat you can get wrapped up in a pink bow from across the street.
Yeah, and I love how he's saying, oh, is it ticking? And he just picks it up and starts shaking it violently. Like, no. Like, what am I ticking? What are you doing?
It's meat. And that's real bad.
And the cat's running, and then there's this interaction with the dad and the mom.
Where he can't smoke a cigar in the car, so he has to walk home.
And he sees DC.
And he picks DC up, and the FBI agents swarm him and take him in and break his cigar. Because he's the suspect. He's a terrorist.
Yeah, and then they recreate the whole thing where they're following the cat, and they end up busting into the house because conveniently they don't know where the house they came from is.
We have a doorbell, you know.
Just so bad.
And the dad is detained and interrogated. He's gonna keep that one secret from mom for his daughter.
But she's pissed because he's out all night. This is before the days of cell phones.
Right, and she's like, you've been keeping something from me, I know it. Then we have the secret library meetup between Zeke and Patty.
Oh, yeah.
That's boring.
Doesn't he get kicked off the case?
Something like that.
Oh, no, they get arrested, don't they?
No. Mom and Dad are having big friction because the secret... Patty and Doug follow DC again. Lou does her same thing again.
But she's wearing like an evening gown this time, right?
No, not this time.
Not this time.
That's the next time. She's still wearing that leather thing, which is...
With the wig.
Yeah, the wig is too much. And there's the oil slick at the gas station where everybody falls. Somebody calls the cops on Patty and Doug, or Zeke.
Oh, and this is where they get arrested.
DC takes the badge, so they get arrested.
And they were over...
And first, Buttiker's at jail, being a big fat...
You're off the case.
Yeah. And then Mom and Dad show up. And it's like, oh, Patty, oh no.
Yeah, and they find out that she wrote the P on there to spell help.
Yeah.
And and this, Zeke gets kicked off the case, and the guy's all mad, but earlier when he put him on the case, he was doing it as a joke, so why would he be mad? He didn't damage any property, he put him in his position.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No, it's so stupid.
I mean, the biggest reason to kick him off the case is that he's cavorting with, like, a 16-year-old girl, which would not have been the case in the previous film. However, yeah, let's have the guy prey on a young underage girl. That's a good way to go, Disney.
Whoa! Okay, so then they leave jail, right?
Yeah, and Patty's gonna go to New York City because her parents are disappointed, and she meets Lou at the train station, who's also taking off, and she's like, no, wait, you can totally get Melvin's.
Yeah, and Lou's like,
what are you doing? Did you actually say that you wanted it?
Well,
He's
yeah.
like, no. Well, all you had to do is say you wanted it, and you can get it all day long.
Yeah, so they have kind of a little heart-to-heart, and then they both decide to go back.
DC brings some evidence for Patty. The little piece of quilt or whatever the hell that thing is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Melvin and Lou in a trash can get it on. No visible fat on those chops, which nowadays is not what you want. You want fat on your chops.
And, I mean, that part was cute.
It was cute. It was fun. It was fine.
And there's more back and forth with the mechanics. And this whole time, every time at night, the mechanics, they're both going
burglarizing the other one and cutting stuff and poking tires.
And I'm like, you both would be out of business at this point, but whatever. It's just so stupid. So Patty, doesn't she follow DC and she finds
she sees the kidnapped lady, she calls Dougie Fresh, and he doesn't believe Patty.
Yeah.
Patty's caught helping. OMG, it's you.
But we don't see it because, guess what? We haven't seen the villains this entire movie. Oh my god, crazy.
Remember how creepy and weird the villains were in the original movie?
Oh, you mean
with his mother fetish and everything?
But they were essentially the best part of that movie.
Oh, I wouldn't say the best.
No, not the best, but I'm saying they
were a good part
They were
of the
great.
Movie.
They were great.
They added to the movie, but definitely not the best. Yeah, so it's like, oh my god, it's you. So now she's captured. And I guess DC also got captured, which is one of the funniest scenes of the movie.
He's in like a little, he's got a sock over his face, basically.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. No, he's tied up in basically a small bag with a strip of fabric over his face. It almost looks like DC is a bank robber. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like he's put in a bank bag with a old school robbery mask.
Yeah, and
oh no! And then the mom gets Patty's runaway message.
Her mom's got
calls. Yeah, the message on their phone where Patty's like, "I'm running away."
Oh, I know, but I was just gonna comment that her mom's got a sweet cat brooch. The brooch on her sweater is freaking sweet.
Cool. I didn't notice that. So she calls Doug, and's like, "Yo, you gotta help," and he's like, "Fine, I'm gonna help." And then he becomes a cat, which is one of the worst scenes of the movie when he's trying to think like a cat.
Ooh, slinking! It's more fun than walking!
Runs after a rat. He's like, oh, DC likes garbage. He goes in the dumpster, and then finally he sees DC and Patty kidnapped. Oh, the ice cream people are the kidnappers, the two old people who are the only actual kind of funny people in this movie.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense.
Right, it doesn't make any sense. You're right. So Dougie frees everybody, but yet he sneezes and drops his gun. The old people whip out their guns. They're in charge now. They run away. They're in a Trans Am versus a truck. The mechanics are still fighting big time through this.
Yeah, and I remember we paused it a little bit before this, and there was still a good 40 minutes left in the movie. This whole car chase scene was at least 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, the rest of the movie... Okay, so the previous parts of the movie were 5 pages of notes. The rest of the movie fits on one single page.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And this is... While they were doing this car chase, they just threw in so many weird one-liners that, okay, when they're driving towards the funeral going on, and they say, it's a dead end. Oh, it's a dead end, like a funeral? Oh, ha.
Go faster, stop hitting things.
It's just, and the dog gets out because they run through the fence and runs through the cat show, and it's just...
Right, he's gone post office instead of he's gone postal like it's supposed to be. Oh, that pissed me off.
Now I know.
So basically, there's a gigantic, super long chase scene.
Now I know what a sardine feels like.
Right.
It's just really stupid, and then it ends with probably the only part that made me laugh out loud is because all these cats from the cat show are running on this roof, and they all of a sudden just jump down on top of the car.
Which no longer has a roof.
Yeah, and I don't know why that was funny to me, but...
Well, because you like a bunch of cats doing it.
It just was so random. They just jumped, and I did laugh out loud at that part, but you
did, which I felt was very weird.
I don't know. I think it's like when you feel like you're going crazy, because I've been watching this chase scene, and then I was like... yeah, and it's just... And then all of a sudden, so they capture everybody, and oh, Zeke is a good FBI agent. Oh, Patty's parents are happy, and then she's gonna go to school, and now she's wearing.
Now she's popular. Oh my goodness!
And she's wearing color. Oh, even though all the other kids are wearing black. And then there was another.
Were the kids happy to see a fire truck?
She's hanging out with the FBI?
Man, I'm happy if I see a fire truck.
No kidding.
Man, I'm happy to see a fire truck because the FBI guy comes to talk to Patty and they're friends now or something.
Right, even though he's friends with a 16-year-old girl, which is super creepy and wrong.
And
the end of the movie is that DC basically means...
Well, yeah, he gets the lady cat that he's been pawing on the glass, and there's just literally 10 kittens, and they all just run across the street like no big deal.
Yeah, the end of a garbage movie.
And then, that darn cat!
Oh yeah, the ska song again.
That darn cat!
So what was your favorite part, Kelly?
I mean, there's too many side things happening, but I'm gonna go with the first time we see the butcher lady being a freaking weirdo and her dancing in her little butcher thing.
I'm gonna go with the third time, or the second time, whichever time that she's standing there was my favorite part, where she's all upset and then she leaves.
Yeah.
Followed by when they get together. I love that part.
Yeah, and then I don't know why, but when the old lady is prank calling the pizza thing and she's talking to the kid who's like 16.
Are you a pizza face?
Are you a pizza face? I don't know why I thought that was
funny. Is actually kind of funny.
And
other than that, the movie's garbage.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, this is so bad.
So, for notable songs and music, there's the That Darn Cat ska song, and then there's some
Help me, Rhonda, help me,
yeah. But there's a bunch of, like, super 80s stinger music and opening music that's really bad.
Yeah, it's not good. And then our main character, Patty, just...
Which they should have just renamed her, because this is just an abomination in the name of calling this character
Yeah, they
Patty.
could have called her, like, Peggy or something.
They should have. Or something more 90s, Pammy.
Lisa or something. I don't know.
Yeah, perfect Lisa. There you go. And then you have Zeke, who is so over the top and over the top again, and then over the top again stupid, that there's no point in even watching or paying attention to any scene he's in, because he's so stupid, the scenes that he's in do not make sense.
No, they don't, and
it's uncomfortable.
It just makes me really upset.
Yeah.
And even more so, the villains, you saw them in masks in the beginning, and then they were non-existent for the entire movie.
Not just masks, but masks with a voice changer. And then maybe you could say that the FBI guy, Buttiker, was kind of a villain, because he was just kind of a fat douche. And the mom was sort of villainish, but not really.
No.
She was just kind of And then for side characters, we have DC, Mom and Dad.
There's actually a lot of side characters.
Marvin and Melvin.
And you have the rich people.
Oh, the rich people.
You have the mechanics. You have the Mrs. McCracken.
So, and that's why you can't make a movie out of a bunch of sides. You gotta have a main dish.
No, and it just... that was bad. And the cinematography, and then at the very beginning of the movie, that was weird. It opened and the camera was shaky.
The whole thing was bad. It was really bad. The scenes of filming the cat were bad. A lot of the filming choices were bad.
The cat was such a focus of the first movie, and I feel essentially the cat was almost an afterthought in this movie.
That's why I put the cat. That's why I put DC as a side character.
Because he was definitely a main character in the first one.
Right. It was mostly about DC. And why?
I don't know. And so what was your biggest surprise or disappointment from this movie, David?
How was this even a remake? What was the point of this?
So that's a surprise?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just really disappointed in the changes they chose to make in this movie. And I am most disappointed with the way that they did Zeke Kelso's character.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this is a remake. There's so many missed anything. They just could have called this a different movie and changed the name of the cat, and I'd be like, okay, this is not the same movie-ish.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is that the lady who played Lou the Butcher, she can get an honorable mention for the best performance in a really crappy movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she can go into that category, but everything else was garbage.
Yeah. So if you remade this movie, what would you do?
This is a lesson in why you don't remake good movies.
Exactly.
The first movie is so good, and this movie is, and we know that it came out in theaters because we looked it up, but this seems worse
than a made-for-TV movie?
Yeah, it seems worse than a Disney Channel original movie.
I would eliminate this movie if I had a choice.
It's really bad. Would you recommend this movie?
This movie.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I couldn't even find a budget for this movie.
No, I couldn't either, which means that they lost a load of money on this movie that they don't want to admit.
But they made $18.3 million cumulatively.
Yeah, which means they lost. I bet this movie's budget was like 50. I'm betting, because that's the reason you can't find the budget, is they don't want to admit how much money they lost.
Maybe.
So what's your rating, Kelly?
So, I'm just so disappointed. I wanted to like this movie more, and there were certain parts that gave me glimmers that maybe I'd give it a higher rating, but I gave this movie an 8%. It's bad. I would rather watch College Road Trip again than watch this movie again.
Times 10. I agree. And that's why I give this movie a 4%.
Ooh, is that lower than Planes?
No, Planes is 0.
Oh, that's right, 0. Okay. You're such a goober. Yeah, this movie's bad.
It shouldn't be viewed by anyone. I feel like I made a mistake by watching it. What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score in this movie is?
Because people are kind of strange, I'm going to guess the Rotten Tomatoes score is going to be essentially a 37.5%.
It's 13% with the critics.
Oh, thank God.
And 23% with the people.
Okay,
so
thank goodness. I appreciate everyone for being at least somewhat with it, because this is bad. If this movie got above a 40%, I would have probably thrown my notebook away, because this is out the curtain.
Away, just gone.
Just gone.
This notebook.
That's like, you know that meme where the guy has all the stuff on his desk and he's just, yeah. Okay, so. Okay, hold on, I'm not ready yet. Hold on. Okay.
Hey.
Shh. Okay. I'm not, because I'm scared. All my skin is prickling.
I don't know what's happening with the kinds of things in a row that we're getting, but this is one of many consecutive movies that we've got that are all in a row.
What's the number?
The number is 73.
Oh, so this is going to be in the email candle shoe era.
This is directly before emo.
Is it?
So the movies following this movie are Emo, Those Callaways, Monkey's Uncle, and the original That Darn Cat.
So is it animated?
It is not,
Oh.
but I mean that means that we've watched that this. Once we watch this, it'll be 5 movies in a row, which is crazy. But I guess our list is going to get like that.
What is it? Hit me with it.
It's from 1964. It's Mary Poppins.
Are you serious? I'm so excited! Oh my god, I'm so excited! Oh my god.
You feeling better, Ocho?
This was one of my favorite movies growing up. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Is it really Mary Poppins?
It is really Mary Poppins.
Oh my god. No, okay.
Just the look on your face made me a little teary-eyed. I've never seen this movie.
Wait. You've never seen Mary Poppins?
I've seen 1 million snippets and tidbits and bippity boppity boo. Wait, no, that's not this movie.
No.
Some umbrella dippity bippity something.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And it has Julie Andrews, who is
Gillian Anderson?
Julie Andrews.
Oh.
The grandma from Princess Diaries. She's a national treasure. And
which nation? The UK?
No, of here. She's an honorary American national treasure. Oh my god. And my heart is beating very fast right now. I'm really excited to watch this movie. Yeah. So, okay, what do you think? I know all about it, but what do you
I mean, I know it's about some lady who's got a maid or a, what do you call those things that you, nanny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they fly with an umbrella, and there's songs, and
there are a number of songs in this movie.
Kids.
Yeah, there are a number of songs in this movie.
It's something like that.
Yeah, no, it's
But as far as the plot goes, I have no idea.
Oh, it's empty.
It's a good catch either way.
And it has Dick Van Dyke in it.
Oh, that's cool.
A young Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke is pretty good.
And it has Edwin.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So this should be a good movie.
I mean, I might be seeing it through rose-colored glasses, but I just remember being in love with this movie and it making me feel so happy. I also remember it's kind of long.
So I'm going to guarantee it's at least 10 times better than the movie we just watched.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
That would just make it be a 40.
In terms of live action movies, this is probably one of the ones I've been looking forward to the most. Because I just remember this movie making me really happy and just loving all the songs.
The songs I gotta throw a shout out to because I do love the Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though I've never seen the movie.
And I feel this movie, if I remember right, it kind of has a Wizard of Oz vibe to it.
All right, that's
cool. It doesn't, there's a lot of things that don't really make sense.
So does that mean it doesn't end satisfyingly? Because that's how the Wizard of Oz is. It has no satisfactory ending to it.
No, I think that's just, I don't really, see the thing is I remember really liking this movie and I have certain scenes in the movie that are very vivid in my brain.
Right.
But I don't really remember how it all comes together.
Alright, fair enough. So, if you would like to follow us on social media, at this point it's just Facebook and Instagram. If you'd like to send us an email about any old thing, at thedisneymovies@gmail.com.
Please like, subscribe, share. Please leave us a review on your favorite podcatcher podcast platform. Those are super helpful, and we appreciate everybody that started listening. We definitely can see everything growing, so it's really awesome.
And really, share with a friend, subscribe, and listen to the show. That's what we like the best, is just to listen to us babble about these movies.
Even if they're really bad, like That Darn Cat.
From 1997. Please don't mix it up with the original, because that's a fantastic movie.
Yes, and next week we will watch Mary Poppins. I'm so excited.
So in the meantime, I'm David.
I'm Kelly.
And this has been At the Disney Movies with the Hearts.
Bye! think you understand, David.
I don't. I haven't seen the movie, like I said.
No, I know, and I haven't seen it in a really long time. But I have so many memories of it, so it's...
Memories. Like the ones Kelly had before.
Sorry.
I haven't plugged my headphones in. That's why I said that. Ooh, now I have. God dang, that's loud. God dang, that's loud. But it's good for the audience.
Oh my god.
That's my best country bears.
I never want to talk about the Country Bears ever again.
You're part of the band.
I don't know why David's thinking about Country Bears right now. It's a little concerning.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't think it is. There's a beverage here, man. Kelly. It's important for how lame this movie is.
Well, I mean, I think that Christina Ricci is actually like 30 right now.
Oh, no, definitely. Or maybe 40.
Not that old.